Ed has been involved so long, his fingerprints are on just about everything.
Because of his honesty and who he is, you can see that nobody's ever going to forget him, and if he tells you he's going to do something, he will do it.
He is reserved and quiet up front, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a definite opinion, and you'll hear it eventually.
I'm Ed Pfannmuller. My wife and I own the Adobe Resort in Yachats, Oregon. Our family bought the Adobe in 1977. My father and I were in the poultry business in Eugene, Oregon, and someone decided that they wanted that business more than we did, and we tax-free exchanged into 3 or 4 properties, and this was one. First couple of years were pretty lean, and I moved over in 1980 with my wife, and we've been running it ever since.
I've never worked with anybody that encourages you to be who you are. He loves this hotel, and you can see it everywhere you look.
Well, you try to give people value. That's, I would say, number one, and honesty. Don't reach out too far ahead. Don't take too many chances. I mean, business is a gamble. There's no doubt about that. But sometimes you can get way out ahead of yourself. I mean, everybody's struggling right at the present time. The only place I know there isn't a recession is when I go back to Washington, D.C. Things are booming there because of all the government money that's being spent.
When Ed first came on the board, he was a little shy, and all anybody knew about Ed was that he was a huge Duck fan and played golf any chance he had.
He listens before he talks, but he forms his plan, and when he has it, he can state why it's there. So I consider him a consensus builder.
Well, I think Ed is the voice of reason. Ed is the guy who always is looking at the things that any small business operator would look at.
And he doesn't do it for him, he does it for everyone that's involved with him, so we can all be leaders in whatever we're doing. And that helps not just little town of Yachats, it helps the state, and he goes and has no problem talking to national reps to make sure that our industry is treated correctly and with respect so that we can continue to grow and hopefully make our goals.
He does it. I mean, he's there. He's persistent. He just doesn't sit back in an office or make a statement or send something. He is there face to face with the people who need to be talked to and need to hear what we as an industry have to say. So he's a great spokesman in that way.
Well, elected officials get tired of talking to lobbyists, and Bill Perry's a perfect illustration of that. They want to talk to the people who really own those businesses. And Ed, being a hotel and restaurant guy, is in an area of the state where he sees those people, and he is a compelling person to visit with legislators and deliver the message of small business operators.
I think people need to get involved on either a local or a state level and understand what's happening, the rules and stuff that are being passed that are taking their rights away from them.
What Ed's role, Mark, is just his longevity and intensity and his past and ongoing commitment and dedication to our industry.
No one has ever or will ever drive as many miles as Ed's had to meetings, board meetings, association activities, because those of us who live in the Portland metro area, we're here. It's 3 hours each way for Ed, and he is always there.
I've enjoyed serving on the association, but I think it's helped me probably as much or more than I've helped it.
From a personal standpoint, he's just the guy that all of us can admire, all of us can look up to.
I've met so many great people that have become friends and we've done some things with, so I would say friendship is what I would say means the most to me in getting this award.
Well, I just think you folks are just so blessed to have him involved with you, and if you haven't had a chance to work with Ed Pfannmuller, boy, you've got a real treat coming. That's all I can say. He's fabulous.
I admire him as a family person, and I value him as a friend.
Ed takes the time and makes the time to make a difference in our industry, and that intensity, that is definitely unique.
Well, you play golf with Ed a few times, and that shyness goes away. I don't think I've ever beat him. Maybe he cheats.
Ed, you're walked. We're double on this one. Thanks.